on page 62, 63, just taking some questions. Let's start off with a baby grade E question. A painter has 2 tins of paint. I've got tin A and I've got tin B. Tin A contains 5 litres when new. Tin B contains 2.5 litres when it's completely full up. And I'm told that tin A is 35% full and tin B is 2/3 full. And the question is, which tin contains more paint? You must show you're working. Alright, so 35% full. In other words, 35%, 30 honestly. Let's go for multipliers quickly. I've got 35% of 5, and that's going to give me something. I'm sure I can do it in my brain, but I can't be bothered. So 0.35 times 5, that's going to give me 1.75 litres. Here I've got 2/3 full, so essentially I've got 2/3 of 2.5 litres. Let's work it out. So 2 divided by 3 times 2.5. I have got 1.66666, 1.67 litres of paint in B. So which tin contains more paint? Tin A contains the most paint. Alright, that's that one. There's a nice question. Question 6 looks quite nice. I've got myself a little rectangle like that, and I've got a little chunk taken out of it like that, and all this is shaded. Alright, there it goes. Shaded, 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 shaded. And I'm told this is a 2 by 2 square, obviously now, and that's going to be a 5 by 4 centimetre rectangle. And what percentage of the shape is shaded? Well, the whole area is 5 by 4, isn't it? And the little square is 2 by 2. So how much is shaded? It's going to be 16 centimetres squared is shaded, but it wants what percentage is shaded. Well, very simple. It's going to be 16 out of the 20, because that's the whole thing, and you change that into a percentage by multiplying by 100. So I'm going to do that right now. 16 divided by 20 multiplied by 100, and we've got ourselves 80% shaded. That's all there is to that one. Okie dokie then. Question 7 is a little unusual because of the way it's worded in places. I've got 168 men and I've got 210 women, and they book a holiday on a cruise. Again, write the ratio of the number of men to the number of women in its simplest form. So part A in its simplest form, they want men to women, so men to women, 168 to 210. Right, I've got to simplify it down with a calculator. Here we go. Well, I'm not going to play with factors, I'm just going to halve it down and see what happens. 168, divide that by 2, that's 84. So 84, lots of men to, that's going to be 105. I can't halve that down. I'm not sure if anything else goes into that. Let's check my answers quickly, see if I can get that done quickly, don't waste time. Apparently it's 4 to 5. Let's just see if that goes further. Does 3 go into 84? Yeah, it does. Divide that by 3. So I've got 28, and I know 3 35s make 105, so that's going to be 35. I can see 7 goes into that. 7 goes into that 5 times. No, 4 times. 7 goes into 35 5 times. It is in fact 4 to 5. I would have got there in the end, but anyway. So this is me working with a calculator, trying things out. I finally got to 4 to 5 ratio. And I must now do the ratio of men, this is the tricky part, to women, in the form of 1 to n. Now let me write this down. Men is 168 to 210. I can of course use 4 to 5, so I think I'll work with that one. And I want this to be in the form of 1 to something. That's what they call n. So I'm going to rub it out and put the n there. In other words, find the missing number. Well, very simply, how did I get from 4 to 1? I divided by 4. How do I get from 5 to the number n they're looking for? You just divide by 4. So here I go. 5 divided by 4 is 1.25. Therefore, the ratio is 1 to 1.25. Definitely not simplified, because we know that is the most simplified form using integers only. But in the form of 1 to n, the left hand side becomes the 1 and the right hand side becomes whatever number has to be to maintain the equality of the ratio. Okie dokie. I don't like that question there. I think I'll do question 11 on the other page. Question 11 is quite nice. It costs £259.80, and it costs that for how much? 20 meters squares of carpet. And the question says, how much does it cost for 36 meters squares of carpet? So here I go. Let's just get unitary method, divide by 20 to find the cost of 1 meter square. So 259 spot 80 divided by 20 equals 259. I press 258. 259 spot 80. Divide that by 20. That's going to cost me £12.99 a meter. Alright then. Well, a meter square anyway. So it's per meter square. And I want 36 of those. So here I go. So 36 meter squares at £12.99 per meter square. Let's just multiply that by 36. And that's going to cost me lots of money. £467.64. That's that one done. I've now got some suntan lotions here. Let me give you the deal. Right, Suntop. So it's called Suntop, this one. I've got 125 millilitres for, now this is expensive, £8.99. Here I go. And I've also got 200 millilitres. It's in a nice little brown tube. Of course, you know, brown being the suntan. It's probably fake tan anyway. For £11.99. And the question says, which bottle gives the better value for money? Okay, so again, it's the price per milliliter. So let's just go for the small. I've got 899 pence divided by 125 milliliters. Let's just work that one out. 899 divided by 125 gives me 7.19 pence per every milliliter squirt of tan. Let's go for the large one. I've got 1199 pence. Divide that by 200 milliliters. We're getting an answer right now. So 1199 pennies divided by 200, and that's going to come to 5.995. So it's going to be really, let me just write it down anyway, and that's going to be roughly 6.0 pence per milliliter. So which is cheaper? Well, clearly the larger one is cheaper. I'll write the word cheaper here, and is therefore cheaper per milliliter, and therefore cheaper overall. And it says give one reason why you might prefer to buy the other bottle. In other words, why might I buy a smaller one? Well, okay, it may be more convenient to carry a smaller bottle. Number two, you may not want to pay £11.99 for a larger bottle. Maybe you can only afford the cheaper one. Valid answers.